All right, you're listening to the Razor Red 7 show, razorred.podbean.com. I about forgot what the hell we're on. I may upload this to SoundCloud because I'm getting some good feedback on the SoundCloud, so I may do that as well. This is the Out of Town Crew Jacksonville edition, and so far it has sucked. We're at another apartment and got here late and no AC, doo-doo water in the sink.
Yeah, booty water.
Yeah.
Loose booty water.
It was bad.
Power went out 3 times in 10 minutes.
Well, hey, Bags. I'm here with Bags and Switchblade Laser Fingers.
No, Busy Bop.
Oh, Busy Bop this time. All right. That's awesome.
Every time. I love it. Never change.
So, these things pick up really good. So, this storm that we just fucking had, holy shit. Goddamn. Literally, fuck that stupid poltergeist. 1,000, 2 1,000.
That's the whitest thing I've ever heard, dude. I'm pretty sure only white people count from the flash to the
really
thunder.
close.
I do.
Oh, you do?
You're white.
I was always told to do that.
I mean, I do it too, but I'm pretty sure that it's just a white thing. I mean, growing up in public school, I was the minority there for a little bit, and whenever I brought that up in class, everyone looked at me like I had 4 eyes.
No, you were correct. Everyone else was fucked.
So that's
That
actually a
sounds a
true
lot
thing?
better.
Like, so when the lightning...
Each second is supposed to be a mile.
A mile, right?
Oh, okay.
Where from the lightning strike.
1,000.
I
1,000.
thought every time the light happened, it was poltergeist, but you just had
No,
to...
It's a goddamn ghost.
when you see like
No, it's poltergeist.
flash,
How'd it go?
when you hear flash boom, it's close.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you see
Probably,
flash and then you count to 10, it's supposed to be 10 miles away.
I don't know. Those ones that were happening were fucking close.
They were on top of us.
Goddamn.
All
right.
Gay.
So I wanted to get in something. I've asked Burr Yukon, my buddy in South Carolina. I asked OGB on the last podcast about where do we top out of the newest car we've ever owned. All right. I top out at 2007 because that's it's my old lady's Mazda, but I bought it.
Mine.
No, it's still in my name, but she bought it. I mean, she used her money. She purchased it. So, oh my God, what is that? HQ. Fuck you. Messing up the show here. So I'm gonna start with Bags.
Let's talk about your cool Impala.
No. Well, you got to start from when you started driving. Now, Bags, millennial, not a millennial, and or a millennial doesn't act like a millennial. But so you're the youngest. So I'm going with the youngest, me, and then the oldest. Sorry, buddy.
This shit happens.
All right, so basically you want like the vehicles that I've had and driven through.
Mm-hmm. But start with when you were younger.
All right,
and then
so
move
I
on.
got my license at 16. Most of us did,
Not a whole lot of millennials nowadays. They wait until they're 19 because they're at mom's house or playing video games. They're just
All right, well, there's nothing cool about trying to get a booty call and having your mom drop you off. All right, there's nothing cool about that. So my uncle had passed away, and I got a minivan from it, and it was a 2000 Chevy Venture with 18,000 miles on it.
No shit.
And I got that in, I think,
4.3?
10. Oh, I don't no idea.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, you
16.
didn't. Yeah.
All I knew is that I got 600 miles to a tank of gas on that bitty, and you could pull the seats out. And so I pulled the seats out, and I got one of those feather down comforters and laid it in there. And it was gross.
All right,
short story.
Let's get to the point. When did you roll it?
I rolled it about 7 months after I.
Oh
had
shit, you
gotten
did?
it. Oh yeah. I had put.
Well, there was a big surprise.
Yeah, right. He's crazy.
Dude, come on, guys. I do nothing but wreck cars.
I know, man.
You're pretty good at it. I'll give you that.
I should be a fucking demolition derby driver. That should be my career choice.
And then if you don't wreck, you'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Joey.
What are you doing? You didn't run me over at that red light.
Joey Chitwood stunt riders.
Look, all I gotta say is that my favorite NASCAR driver is Earnhardt, so just put him in the wall every time.
Oh God.
The dead one?
Yes, that would be. I actually watched that race with my friend. I was gonna get into NASCAR. Oh shit! I was gonna get into NASCAR. I was like, all right, I want to watch NASCAR with you. And he went into the wall trying to help what's his face get his teammate get over because he was gonna be second and he was gonna let him over, get him in there. And then when his car hit the wall and it went straight to commercial, my buddy's like, he died. I was like, how can you tell? He goes, no, he died because this is the longest commercial break.
We've been watching commercial for 35 minutes now.
I saw Rusty Wallace slide through the infield and barrel roll a car about 96 times, and there wasn't a piece on that car that you could recognize, and he got up and went away. Dale Earnhardt crashed into a wall that looked no harder than bumping into somebody at a red light.
The problem,
Illuminati.
yeah, in that car, you motherfucker. Damn.
Yes, the difference between crashing into someone at 3 miles an hour and 180 is just a little different.
Yeah. But
Just a
but he
smidge.
hit that wall doing like almost. Yeah, about 100 and
like
something. Like
160,
when
I
he
believe.
he went like
Somewhere
this.
around there.
But if you see it, he went whop bam and just slammed it. But he was still open face. Like everybody had the closed face and everything. He was still running just the goggles
think-
because that was his thing.
That's my dog.
I think he choked on a Jolly Rancher or something because that wasn't that bad of a fucking crash.
He may have choked on a
To
wrench.
fucking have died from that though. I mean, like it really was.
Well,
like,
that-
I've seen
and I
a
guess
lot
it's-
more serious crashes.
And I guess his
God.
seatbelts didn't prevent something. It was like this big whole thing that they
he
did
didn't
on
have
it,
an
yeah.
airbag. He didn't have the SRS
airbag.
system. Oh yeah, that's.
SRS. Oh Jesus! Is that the Chevy version? No, I think they're all SRS.
We need airbags in all NASCAR now.
Or the foam from Demolition Man. I agree. I think that would be fuck. We'll do that.
Yeah, suppose you get a car fire, that foam's gonna have like just a little bit of like toxic release. Wouldn't
No,
it?
it'll be red. It'll be like my firewire.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's gonna be like
Well, mine's gonna be orange.
Plenum
Don't touch
foam.
mine.
Okay, so all right, we got to the van.
All right, so that was the first
Okay.
car. Next car was a Lincoln LS V6.
Oh
which,
no shit, the 2002.
I had
or
the
one?
5. I had
Oh,
the 5.
okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was such a fucking pimpin' ass
Oh,
car.
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
they're
trashed
comfortable.
It.
I was
trashed
gonna
it
say,
hard.
let's get to the point where you roll it.
So, all right, I was coming over the bridge, and my buddy was playing chicken with me, and I didn't realize he was playing chicken.
you told me this.
And I was on vacation from college. I came back to town. It was like Halloween or something, like I just took a weekend off and came back. And, we're partying our ass off down at the beach, and we're coming over the bridge to get back to the mainland, and this kid's playing chicken with me. He's holding bottles of liquor out the window, like trying to flex and, show off to me. And next thing I know, he's in my lane. I go to his lane. He comes back into his lane, and I went back into my lane, and he came back into mine at the last moment, and we just smashed head on right there in the middle of the bridge. And, like, the kid gets out, and he's throwing all this paraphernalia and just illegal shit over the side of the bridge. And, like, cops show up. The guy gets to drive his car home fine, and I had to find a ride and ride a bicycle to school for the next 3 fucking months.
God.
Not to change the subject, but tell me you don't want that fucking thing on your hard hat.
What's that?
Actually,
Hooray, beer! It's red stripe beer.
yo, I bet you
Still sticky.
that Jamaican out there that's just
cool.
walking around, dude. I want to talk to him because he seems pretty cool.
He's
but
very. Have you ever spoke to him?
no,
He's,
I haven't even spoken to him. I just gave him
English.
the head
His
nod.
English is like spot on perfect.
Dude, I bet you he gets
Oh, the one in
so
the orange shirt?
ebonics.
Yeah, the guy with the dreads
Yeah.
down. to his
Oh yeah, the
balls.
dress.
Yeah, dude, he's
It looks
got
like
dreads
our
on
valet
his
trash guy.
yes. Just comes swaying around.
That's what I thought it
everywhere.
was.
Yeah, he's very cool.
Yeah.
That's a good helmet sticker.
Yeah. Hold on to that, man.
that's
Put it
going
on there. They can't kick you out for that. It's not like you're drinking it. You can have the sticker. So
It's just promotion.
that's right.
You know Jason that works with us, Jason DeSalle?
Yeah.
Do you ever see the stickers on his hard hat? They say like "fuck you" and "suck my dick" and
Hey,
Guys.
don't use names.
oh, sorry, Mike.
It's the Deshelle women's brother. Okay. I don't know if
I said
anybody got that,
seashell.
but
I have no idea what the.
oh, have you ever seen Bones?
Like the TV show Bones?
Yeah. You know the
No,
woman
man, come
that her
on.
last name is Deschelle.
Well, she could get the business. That's all I know.
I'll tell you, the hottest girl ever on TV is one of those Star Trek series, man. Those Klingon-
7 of 9.
One of the Klingon girls with the short hair. Oh my God, she was so
Dude,
bad.
I would treat her like.
You know the one I'm
so
talking
much
about?
Respect, dude. I would be the perfect gentleman for her.
And then he'd
Even with
zap
I'd be
Zapper.
her.
like, my
Elvis?
face is your toilet.
And then he'd zap her with a phaeton
You'd
dick.
be too tempted to be flicking them elf ears.
So hey, look, I'm into like the cosplay fetish shit, and like it's really fucking.
And you know
awesome.
what? What was the last one that just passed? It just passed the cosplay thing in I think it was Orlando or Tampa.
I don't know. I've never
Yeah.
been to one of those. I
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
just find girls that are weird enough that I can coerce them.
But
into
dude, they have
fucking-
rules. They have rules at cosplay or like venues like that, like video games and stuff like that, where people dress up. There's rules. Can't touch them. You can't gawk over them. You can't take pictures. Because there's been times where people are like, oh yeah, well since she's like wearing like a Link outfit and you're grabbing her titties and shit like that.
I'm gonna be the biggest pervert out there.
See-
I'm gonna put
see,
a
you got- you're
mirror
gonna
on
ha-
the toe of my shoe and walk around under all their skirts, find out which one's a trap or not.
But when Ray and I go, I'm certain you'll be the one coming the opposite direction, hogtied.
Yeah, and they'll be escorting me out briefly.
Is that
Be
Comic
like,
Con?
hey, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Comic Con's more in California, Chicago, and stuff like that. I don't think it comes here. It's like
there's one in Tampa that's coming up
Is it?
right now. Yeah.
I think that's the one that just passed. I don't know if it's Comic Con or whatever, but I know that E3 just happened and stuff like that. So
All the guys
But-
who never made a dime after the show always show up. And there's no, what's his name, the bald-headed guy, Patrick
Swayze.
Duffy or what's his
Patrick
name?
Duffy?
I don't know. What's his name? Maybe his last name's Patrick.
Fuck if I know.
He's the bald-headed Picard, Captain
Oh,
Picard.
One Punch Man.
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
yeah,
I knew
yeah.
there was a Patrick in there somewhere.
Not like the starfish,
Yeah.
which
Although-
he's dope.
Do you know who does the voice for Patrick Starfish?
It's the same guy that does the voice for. He does like 10 different voices.
We used to be on a show called Coach. It was Dauber. He's that big blonde-haired guy. That's that. Now, here is a trivia question that is really cool. Do you know who does Mr. Krabs?
Mr. Krabs.
Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Dude, I just saw this the other day. in a
Yeah, I
meme,
saw it
and
on a
I can't
stupid fucking
remember
meme.
who the fuck it was.
He played the real mean guard Clancy in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Yeah.
that's what.
You were
Yeah, I
telling
did.
me
I
that.
did see
Yeah.
that meme on the
Yeah.
Facebook feed.
Very cool.
Yeah. Okay, your next vehicle, because we're still
all
on
right.
vehicles. This is what's going to happen with the show. We may get off topic, but I'm going to bring it right back in. Keep going.
All right, so after my Lincoln, I bought a 1990 Honda Prelude from my mother.
Oh, that's right.
For-
90. That's the round body, right?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was before still had the JDM squared off rectangular headlights, and I
Oh,
still
they
I still
changed it.
have
They changed it in 91 then, where the whole
It-
front was round.
It's the 4th gen.
Okay, yeah, no, that's the same one. That's the
Yeah.
same one. Yeah, my mom had one.
Well,
So-
get to the point where you roll it.
I did not roll it. I blew the motor.
He blew
of
the
it.
motor on this one. Yeah, he told me
And
about that.
so I actually still have it
What a great
sitting
car.
in my yard,
What a great
and
car.
it's got a JDM fucking H23
I heard that.
just trying to be put together. But
We-
regardless, it's still just sitting in my yard. So after that, I got a
No, get back
Honda
to the
CRV.
Honda Quaalude.
It's a Prelude, but
You know
there's
what?
a
He
Quaalude
would know
here,
more
I'd be-
about Quaaludes than us.
Damn right, that was his era,
Yeah,
lucky
that's right.
bastard. I've never even seen one.
I heard
just
I heard they were really big and really strong.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Rub it in my face some more. No, literally, like rub it in my face.
I just want to hear you buy flipping cars because I don't know. You probably had 10 cars, and I'm guessing you rolled 7.
Well, that one was
all right,
blown,
So
and
I
then
wrecked the minivan. I wrecked the Lincoln. I did not wreck the Prelude.
But you blew the motor up.
I blew the motor up, and that was because I bought a CRV, a Honda CRV, which is the stupid SUV.
Yeah,
ugly,
it's the
stupid
SUV.
So you
things.
purposely
like
blew
those.
the motor up to get to the
No,
No.
it was still running perfect condition. I put it in the shop, and I was gonna do a bunch of work on it, and I had been gone for 6 months and just drunken stupor. I was like fucking 19, dude. I was on a bunch of just, having a good old time. You're 19, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I went out to my fast little car, and I started it up, and I went ripping through the neighborhood doing like 120 in my
Was that a 5-speed or a...
5-speed.
Oh, goddamn.
And so, I'm just tearing the fucking neighborhood up, and next thing I know, my oil light comes on, and all of a sudden it's just, sounds like someone dropped some ball bearings inside my motor. So I ran it out of oil.
Right, I want to pause you right here. How old were you when you were driving a stick?
How old was I when I first started driving a stick? 12 years old.
Awesome. Continue.
God damn it, I hate you.
Were you auditioning for Tokyo Drift at the time when this happened? Or?
No.
Well, see,
there's Casey Key Road. You guys.
Yeah.
Casey Key
I know
Road.
Casey Key.
All right, the fastest I've ever gone down that is 120. Me driving in my
Dude.
Prelude. My brother hit a
How
buck
can that be?
40 in his
You know how
Subaru.
tight that fucking road is?
Do you know how many freaking
Hills?
twisties there
Yeah.
are?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
That's
dude, like I'm telling you, I told
Tokyo
you, I
Drift.
used to live down at the beach, and I lived at Nokomis Beach. You know where the boat dock is at Nokomis Beach? I lived there.
Oh, yeah.
We call it Penny Point, man. I lived there from like fucking my whole high school career. If it was too late, my mom would like me. It was a career, dude. It took a long ass time to get through high school.
I didn't fail. It just took a while.
It took a long ass time. The longest 4 years of my life. I swear to God.
Probably only 1 year.
All right, so we're past the CRV.
All right. So we're
All
CRV.
right, so I had the Prelude, and then I got the CRV. I totaled the CRV like 3 years ago.
I knew it was coming.
I totaled it on Cattleman, and
Oh,
it had been raining, and season had just peaked, and brakes locked up.
Blame it on the rain.
Yeah, there's always some other factor for the wreck. Anyway.
No, fuck off, because for the best accident excuse I have is that the goddamn ants were biting me through my boots, and I fucking was trying to kill ants, and next thing I know, I'm slamming into the back of an Elvis impersonator in my Malibu, which was my most recent vehicle.
Wait. Okay, never mind. Keep
I was
going.
going to say, there was one other thing you could do, and that would be to pull over.
Who does that? Who does that? He does not do that. He would not. If you guys are getting chewed on by ants inside
I
your
want to tell you
boots,
something right
but I wear the
hold on,
slip-on
hold on,
boots, guys.
hold
Like,
on.
you guys got your
I
shit
had a
so
car.
tight.
All right, you know what? I'll wait until when I get there. But I had a car, and it sat for a long time. Got it running again, and I got attacked by fucking spiders.
Oh.
They just swarmed. I went, ah, yeah. So I did the same thing, but I didn't wreck my car.
I've broken windshields over killing spiders.
You're like, and then you're like, they're never ending.
Next thing you know, you got spider cracks through your glass.
I was like, they knew.
All right, next car.
So I wrecked my Malibu into an Elvis impersonator.
Wait. Malibu, what year?
It was a 2013.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably where you're at.
That's my newest vehicle I've ever owned.
So you're capping out at 13.
Yep.
Okay.
And my vehicle that I drive now, which
it's
is
a
my
badass.
favorite.
I was gonna ask you which one's your favorite out of all of them.
This is my favorite vehicle, and you've heard all the vehicles that I've had. And I've got a 1990 Ford Ranger XLT 4-wheel drive, 5-speed, 4 on the floor.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I've had my 13 Malibu, which had all the bells and whistles and air conditioning and a radio. But that, compared to this truck, it doesn't bring me anywhere near as much joy as driving this beat up fucking podunk truck.
So Bags is telling me how many cars that he's exploded and rolled.
Yeah.
And then he says to me when we're coming up here, he's like, yeah, do you want me to drive? And I was like, yeah, if I get real tired, I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's a 5-hour drive.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm taking the whole 5-hour drive, but you got to keep
Maybe
in
a
mind.
half hour.
You got to keep in mind, I would work
When he's awake.
16-hour shifts at the paper mill, and then would drive from Bruton, Alabama to Venice, Florida, which would be 9.5 hours. So after a 16-hour shift, drive 9, and I'd drink like so many monsters, I'd get sick. Like it felt like my heart was beating out of my chest.
Yeah, you don't drink too many energy drinks that I've noticed.
No.
Well, not anymore. I mean, I've only known you for what, 3 months, 4 months.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of like beer.
I don't.
Water,
You don't see me
Powerade.
drinking them anymore. I ixnayed those, dude. Those things fucking. Whoa. Makes me feel like I'm having a fucking heart attack.
I'd rather have I'd rather have a cup of coffee and feel like, excited over something.
I just want to make one quick statement here.
Yes.
This is the God's honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
I got my driver's license when I was 16, which would have been 1973.
Bring the mic down.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
Which would have been.
But you can bring the arm down if you need to.
No, it's pretty intimidating as it is. I got my driver's license when I was
There you go.
16, which would have been 1973, same as it was just a couple seconds ago. And
I was born in '78.
I got my driver's license when I was 16, 1973, and it's 2018, and I have never, ever been in a car accident.
Whoa, damn, dude. We are sitting in front of a fucking legend.
Dude, I don't know if I can ride with you anymore
Dude.
because I am accident prone. I think that my bad juju will outweigh your good juju.
I've never bumped a car, scratched a car, dented a car, hit anyone. No one's ever hit me.
Didn't you run over a curb the other day?
Oh
wait, never.
That
That was me.
child.
That was me. Sorry. I was like,
No,
did we run over? No, that was me.
Never done damage. The only damage I've ever done to a car was a couple of years ago. I was on I-75 and a rock flew up off a truck and broke
Oh,
the
that doesn't
windshield.
count.
I know.
Yeah, that's
I've
null
never
and
ran
void.
into anyone, and no one's ever ran into me. I've never flipped a car.
I've never flipped.
Lord
one.
knows there's been many times where I shouldn't have been behind the wheel, but I made it.
Hey, all it takes is one hand over one of the eyes,
With
and all of a
one
sudden 4
headlight.
lanes become back to 2.
All right. Well, continue with your car stories.
I
That's
think
it.
he's done.
That's it.
Oh,
He
so it's
on
ended
to right
with the
now.
1990 Ford Ranger, which I'm very
No.
jealous about.
The Impala that he demolished. Oh, the
No,
Ranger.
no, no. Yeah,
That-
the
that
Ranger's
was
the
the
one he's got
Malibu.
now. But I was very jealous because when I went to go, all right, I'll tell you. All right, anyways, so I started out with no vehicle. I got my license late because it was going to be grandfathered in if you didn't get your diploma that you wouldn't get your license. So I hurried up, got my license, and then didn't have a car. And then I got a job. My dad bought me my first car. It was a 1980, I think an 88 or an 89 Ford Topaz, or Mercury Topaz, which is the Ford Taurus at that time. 4-door, 4-cylinder. And you know what? And this is what brings me to
Was
these.
that the all-wheel drive version? One,
No,
though?
it was just the
Okay.
4-cylinder.
Listen to the
Yeah.
car years you guys are talking about. My first car was a fucking covered wagon.
What year?
Shut up! Your first car was a bicycle, I bet.
No,
It was one big wheel in the front, one tiny wheel in the
No,
back.
it was a fucking horse-drawn carriage.
You need a ladder to get on it. Clydesdale.
Yeah,
He
mule.
said, "I need the keys."
Yeah, mules.
All your dad
Okay.
says is you need to say "yeah."
Who? It was an 89 or an 88 Mercury Topaz, front wheel drive, 4-cylinder, 4-door. It was a sedan. My dad drove it in. He goes, "There's your car," and I didn't bitch because it was such a shitty car. It was perfect inside, perfect outside. I destroyed that car, but it was like $800 when he bought it, and he pulled up. He goes, "There's your car. Thank you. Where's the keys?" I didn't bitch that it was a ugly looking car. It was tan on tan, and it had like this brown stripe. But I took the car. I was so happy. I called my friends on the landline and said, "Dude, I got a car." They're like, "Come pick me up. I gotta go to work." And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm taxi now." I was like, "You better give me $5. $5 with a half a tank of gas." Yeah, please. Or no, I got one. And I'm super happy. See, nowadays, these kids nowadays, they bitch because they're like, "Well, that's not the car I wanted." It doesn't matter. It's your first car. I was stoked when my dad came home with that. So I drove that thing for 3 years. And my girlfriend at the time blew it up. She didn't know what the oil light meant, the dummy light, because she didn't have a license. She was a little younger than me, but it was like 2 years. I was like 17. No, I was 18, and she was 16 or some shit.
Did she say something?
Fell off.
Yeah.
Did she say something cute when the oil light came on? Like, oh, look, a cute little teapot.
That's how she was.
Dude, I mean, like,
but
that's
she's super
cute,
cool, though.
I mean,
she's,
like, yo,
whatever.
that's something cute.
Yeah,
Come here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kiss your retarded
but I was,
ass.
but I was on my way to Oktoberfest, so we blew up before I-4. So we had to get the car back. so my buddies, we went to Oktoberfest, came back. We left the car on the side of the road, came back, but he was driving a 4-wheel drive, and he just towed me all the way home. I mean, right into the drive. And so I told my dad, blew the motor. He goes, all right, junk the car. I was like, well, what am I going to do now? He goes, now you got to buy your own. So I waited a couple, saved up some money, and got a Dodge Omni.
An Omni.
The
How
Omni.
fucking young am I? Because I don't even know what the hell that
The
is.
Dodge Omni. It's an 84
I'm not
Dodge
real
Omni.
certain.
It would be the Dodge Reliant as well.
I think my dad was still jerking
Like
off
a
at
K
those
car?
times.
Yeah, it was like a K car, but yeah, but it wasn't the Omni was the box version of the Dodge. And the K car of the Chrysler was the more boxy one, but this one's like a 4-door. But anyways, because my sister had a Plymouth or Dodge Aries. The Aries was the 2-door coupe, tiny little K car. This was a 4-door, but it was trash. So I had that for about a week, and then I was looking into buying a Scirocco, 1970.
I had one.
Oh fuck, 8 no. I don't know. It was a 2-door Scirocco, 5-speed.
cars.
Yeah, it was red on black, which was my favorite colors. And I'm like, hell yeah, it's $1,000. But the transmission was it was fucked up. So I was like, fuck. So I went ahead and just fixed the Omni and drove that, and then I sold it to my friend. And now here is the car of legends. I owned a 1989 Ford Escort GT.
That was the all-wheel drive turbo.
No, I
wasn't
didn't
it?
have the turbo version. I just had the 5-speed 4-cylinder front-wheel drive, but it
Yeah.
looks like a tiny Fox body Mustang.
Yeah.
Everybody says like, "Oh, I like your Mustang." I was like, "It's not a Mustang." And he's like, well, "But it's got the
course.
Mustang front end, had the Mustang hatchback, but the middle was a Escort, and it had a Yamaha motor in it. It
Yeah, I
had
was
a
gonna-
2.3 or 4.
I'll keep my opinions to myself on my thoughts on that car.
What?
I'll continue, Ray.
All right. And he's going to get me. All right. So anyways, but as a kid, that was my first sports car. It was 5-speed. And I mean, the day I bought it, I took it down to University Parkway when it was still under construction. So it was still like 2 going, 2 coming. Oh, nice, guys. Red stripe.
Did you cut yourself?
No, that's the knuckle you go on.
Oh, you were showing me a boo-boo.
He's showing him how to open a bottle with a lighter.
Continue,
But anyway,
Ford
so
Escort
so
GT.
I went down University and I started hauling ass, right? I literally, I'm like, fuck. You know, you were doing 15 over. I'm like, it's 55 down. He goes, no. At that time, it was 35.
On University Parkway?
Yeah, because they had all the construction, and it was double. Yeah, so that was my first ticket. And like a dumbass, I didn't pay it. And so I had I was 19 at the time.
Yeah, it
so-
doesn't work out
Oh,
well.
what? Just because I'm 25 and I had my
No.
license suspended because I
No.
didn't pay my ticket? You
Did-
got throw
I
some
did
shade?
not say that. I'm just saying that I did that before you did, is what I'm saying. So I didn't pay it. I had a suspended license, and then I got pulled over again in the same car. But I love that car. Anyways, I had that car for 4 years. So, and I literally we crashed it, we drowned it in a lake, pulled it out, still ran, sold it to my buddy for $300. He drove it for about 4 years and sold it to somebody else for $100. Great fucking car. Holy shit. I ran it with no oil for 2 years. It still ran. That Yamaha motor was badass. So after that car, my dad gave me a 1979 Ford F-100 Ranger Explorer.
Yeah.
Which that was the truck where they started, we'll put the Explorer here, we'll put the Ranger here, and that's when they started. But that was the truck that had all the names in it, and it had a 351 modified motor in it with a 4-speed, 4-wheel drive, jacked up. He gave it to me. He was like, here, but I'm gonna want this back one day. So,
After Bags rolls it.
Yeah, thank God I didn't know he may have.
Yeah,
But what's cool about that truck is that it had a long bed, single cab. I had 2 10s in the back. But I was moving a couch for my buddy, and we just kind of left the couch in the back. He goes, I don't want the couch anymore. I was like, all right, I'll get rid of it. So when I got drunk and shit at my buddy's house, I was like, all right, I'm going home. He's like, you're too drunk to drive. I was like, I know. And then I just walk out the door, climb in the back, and sleep on the couch. It was like the perfect non-DUI fucking truck. I love that truck. So I had that, and then after that truck, my dad traded me that truck because he said he wanted it back, and I ended up getting an 89. It was a 91 Chevy Blazer 2.5 5-speed truck. I had that for 2 years, which it wasn't bad. It was just really slow. I had that, and then I sold it to a friend of mine, and I bought my buddy's 1991 Cutlass Supreme 3.1 front-wheel drive V6. I love that car. I got it right around 220,000 miles. I beat the living piss out of this car, and it still hauled ass. It still had power. All I did was normal maintenance, wires and stuff like that, oil changes. That I drove it to the junkyard. As I was driving it to the junkyard, it rolled 300,000 miles. I parked it, brought the title in. I was like, here, I want to sell this car to you. He goes, what's wrong with it? I was like, nothing. I drove it here. Well, why are you trying to junk it? Nobody will buy it. I had it on, at that time there was no Craigslist. So I told the guy, I'll give you $100. Just give me $100. He goes, well, the liner inside. I'm like,
really, a junkyard squibbling over?
No, not the junkyard. I put it in the paper to sell it for $350. But everybody comes like, well, it's high miles, stuff like that. It's like $350. I was like, drive it. And the driver was like, wow, this thing's still got a lot of power and shit like that. Oh, but the headliner, I was like this close.
It's $350.
It's $350, right? Great car. So I took it to the junkyard. I tried to sell it to the guy for $100. Took it to the junkyard. I got $189 for it. I was like, yeah, more than I wanted. And the only thing I'm taking is my tag and my battery because they were brand new. So after that, I still had that. Then I bought a 1998 F-150 4-wheel drive, 4.6, which I had for about a year. Got a DUI. And then I also had a 1989 Mustang 4-cylinder. And then at that time, I also had a Ford LTD 1988 that we turned into a race car. So those are all my old vehicles. And then I had a 95 Ranger, which I crashed 3 times. My old lady crashed it 4 times, which survived. That was a great truck.
Yeah, I'm sure the Carfax report on that was really worth...
We didn't turn it in.
I'm pretty sure that the person that bought that car after they got the Carfax and they were like, $75 sounds fair for this vehicle, right?
Car runs great. It's only been in 7 accidents.
You know what? The 7th accident was its killer. I sold it to the guy across the street, and he exploded the whole fucking thing. I mean, like head-on collision, heroin crazy. Yeah. So now I have. I went from that to a 2001 Toyota Camry, which we don't own it, but I gave it to the grandma, and I got a 2001 Corolla, and then I had a 98 Sunfire for my sister, which a fun car, but it just had a lot of problems. So now I'm currently on.
I have a Cavalier.
I didn't have a Cavalier. But so now we're on. I had a 2001. We had a lot of 2001s for like 2 years, and then we had a Jeep 2001, which I love the Jeep. And then I just said, "Fuck it, let's get something new." The old lady got the 2007 Mazda 6, which I'm in love with that car, but it's not my car. And then I wanted to get a beater truck like yours. I wanted a 1990 between 1990 and 94 F-150 single cab. long bed, inline 300. That's what I was looking for. If it came with a V8, plus. That's what I was looking for. I ended up getting a 1999 Ford Ranger, four-wheel drive, 4.0, in-cam block, push rod motor, not the overhead cams. And extended cab, I like it.
Is yours 5-speed?
It's not. It's automatic. So it's on the fly, 4-wheel drive. So I just wanted kind of get that in there, but I want to hear what your car is on.
Well, it's funny you said that because listening to your car collection, I'm not even sure there's enough time to tell you how many cars I have.
Can we just like wing through them?
Give us the top 10.
Because I mean we're not doing bad. We're only
top
35
10.
minutes.
Oh, that's even hard. My first car was a 1972 Ford Pinto. It was yellow with a tan interior.
Oh yeah.
Pinto's cool hatchback.
Oh yeah. Oh, the
Not
hatchback.
cool at all.
Oh, dude, that's a one-wheel wonder. I would pimp that out now.
AM radio.
The pioneers used to drive them babies for miles.
Yeah, it said Pony Express on this side.
Oh
no,
shit.
the Pinto. After the Pinto, I bought a '72 Corvette. That was a nice car.
72. Was that the Power Glide or the 3-speed?
It was just a 350. It was a 4-speed.
Oh, it was a 4-speed.
Yeah, it was ugly green.
The
tan
Mako?
interior.
Mako with the.
It was
the first of the Makos.
It was the last year of the molded spoiler in the rear.
Okay, yeah,
It was
yeah,
a Stingray.
yeah. Okay, it was a Stingray, yeah.
Then I bought a '79 Corvette, and that car was cool, black.
yeah.
L82 black with a white interior, mirrored tops, and the motor. I think I told you, wasn't it? What I telling one of you guys about the $9 oil change that I went all the time and got the oil changed, and the fucking motor blew up on it, even though I got the oil changed every 500 miles.
That must have been Quaker State.
Because $9 oil change.
No, they used Valvoline, but the thing was is it sat in the garage because it was sub-zero weather for 5 months of the year.
Shit.
So when I brought it out in the summer,
Yeah.
it acted funny. Anyhow, it died.
Footnote. 5W30 means 5, winter, 30, not wait. Go ahead.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's not wait, it's winter. So in normal
So what does that mean, like 5
normal
degrees,
temperature?
but is that Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Well, I'm gonna back off on that one. I believe it's Celsius.
Yeah,
Because that's how they kind of gauge stuff.
The metric system has a much bigger pull than USDM.
Yeah, but that's what W means.
SAE.
Not wait. But go ahead.
Oh golly. Then
So you're in your 79.
79 Vet. I sold it after the motor took a shit, and then I bought a Fiat Spider 124.
Yeah.
What year?
Oh god, this was a 87.
I didn't know Fiat's been around that long.
Dude, I'm gonna be so old though. Having all these cars too.
Yeah, it was Fiat ran like shit. Not good car.
They're like an
the
old
new
Ford.
500s actually don't seem too bad in that. If you put
What,
the red
those little
exhaust
ones
on,
that are shaped like an egg?
yeah, but if you put the red
fucking kidding
exhaust
me?
on them, dude, they sound pretty
It
fucking
looks like a
rally.
muffin or something.
Dude, watch them in a fucking rally run, dude. They
Well, they're all hooked up when they're in rally. You know, they're turboed out,
I mean,
all-wheel
like,
drive.
we got
you
the
know.
guy in Venice that's got the Il Panificio, and he whips his fucking nasty ass Fiat around it, and it's got some growly ass like Borla exhaust on it.
Oh, you know what? I think coming back from Mark Manor, I think I saw that.
It
And
sounds.
I thought it was the
sounds
car next
pretty
to me. I was
good.
like, what? Really?
After the Fiat, I found this classic 1967 Tornado in Venice. It had the. You guys are too young. to
What
remember.
year? 67?
Yeah, front wheel drive.
I was gonna say it's
There's
front-wheel
no
drive. Yeah.
front wheel drive.
Wait,
There's no hump.
Toronto,
There's no hump,
That,
yeah.
That's
It's
Torino, like the Grand Torino.
Tornado.
Tornado.
Oldsmobile.
Oldsmobile.
Oh, okay.
This car had a
Before my
455 in it, which all it did was suck fuel. But it had a speedometer. The speedometer didn't go like this. It rolled towards you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was on
Fuck,
like a
that's
spindle.
right, it did.
Yeah.
My dad's friend had a Tornado,
Yeah,
and
really
it was
cool. It was really a neat
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
Flip-up headlights. It was really cool.
V8.
And I drove that. They had problems with being a front-wheel drive back then. They had like these rubber boots.
Well, because it was still a front-facing motor, but
right.
it had that transfer case.
Right.
To, yeah.
And the boots that went to the drive wheels would rot out, and then dirt would get in there, and then it was just a fucking disaster.
That's what happened to my brakes.
After the tornado, oh dear God! And then I bought a 1978 Cougar, which was the big Cougar.
The
Cougar
Mustang
Cougar XKE,
or the XL or XKR or XJR or something.
It-
But it was the big one with the lights with the
Yes,
grill.
yes.
Oh God,
and
that's
it
such
was
a
a
sexy
nice
car.
car. It drove
Yeah.
great. It was a great car.
The 302 or the 351?
It had a 302.
Okay.
Oh my God! After
That's
the
a
Cougar,
beautiful
I
car.
bought a Jeep, a 1985 CJ7, and it was nice. I also had engine issues, and
Was that the 4.2 or the 4.0?
it was the inline six.
Yeah. So back in the day they had the 4.2, and then like the commonplace for Jeeps are 4.0s. But
But it was the
4.2
big body. It was the 7, not the 5. The 5s were the ones that were prone to roll over.
Right.
They were the shorter
the
body.
shorter wheelbase. So it might because my dad's got an Islander, which is a 4.2.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Oh God, it's getting crazy.
Then after the Jeep, I bought a Dodge Ram with for one of the first years with the 5.7 Hemi, and it was a nice truck, extra cab.
What year?
Oh, let me think about this.
It wasn't the Charger Ram, was it?
No, this
Where it
was
was a
like
square body?
2003.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's when they changed the body style, where it was like the
Yes.
yeah,
A
Great
big
truck,
plastic
man.
chrome
yeah,
front
yeah,
end.
yeah.
It was a really nice truck, and the thing I liked the most
Yeah,
about
it's
it was
awesome.
right where your armrest was. It was like 2 feet wide, and you lifted it up, and you could have carried a change of clothes in there. It was
Dude,
it was huge.
I got a story about that
Oh, yeah.
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 Because it's so big.
Oh, it was huge.
It's fucking
Yeah,
huge. It
thing.
was like look, growler after growler.
I used to throw all my change in it, and one time I cleaned it out and took it to Publix, and the change machine there was like $140 in it.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So, oh my
Just
God.
drive it in there and pour
After
it.
the Jeep, after the Dodge,
Yeah, the
I
Dodge.
bought another Jeep. And it was the 4-liter, but it was the square headlight Jeep before they went to round, which would have been 87 or 8. They had the square headlights.
Yeah. I see what you're
It was
saying.
called a
Another-
YJ. It was
the
called
YJ,
a YJ,
yeah.
yes. And that was nice. Yeah, but my son didn't like it because it had a rag top and the rag doors and everything. And when it rained, I don't give a shit what you do, it comes in.
No, well, it's a fucking Jeep.
It got wet. He didn't like it.
Fuck.
All right, so the
Who
Jeep
doesn't
went.
like it when it gets wet? I mean, that's gay.
It's about time you chimed in.
Tell him he's gay. Sorry,
I know.
Oh, did I get you?
you didn't get me that goddamn label. Got me peeled all the hairs off my arm right now. I'm trying not to scream "fuck" in the microphone.
Come on,
You
Sally, tough
just
it up.
did.
All right,
All right.
after which was the square headlight Jeep.
Yeah, the
All right,
YJ.
Oh my God, we're just getting warmed up. Then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got
just
into
keep-
it. Then I found this car that I really liked, a 1990 Mercedes 560 SEC, which is the coupe.
Oh no shit.
Yes, and
Damn.
it was a great. I got it cheap too, and it was a gray market car,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't know what that meant. Which meant it was European specs. It was all in kilometers and everything.
Oh, no shit.
But I didn't know because I bought it as a resale issue that nobody wanted the gray market cars.
Well, yeah. You
So I
gotta,
ended
you
up
gotta deal with
making-
all the other shit. So.
I ended up making very little on it, but it was
that's bullshit.
a great car. AMG wheels, the whole set.
Right.
Then, oh my God, I just can't believe how many cars I fucking had. Then I got into the BMW phase, and I had 5 of them, and I will
That's
not.
why you were looking at BMWs the other day,
Yeah.
or about a month ago. You're like,
I'm
"Oh,
still
think
gonna
about
get
BM."
one. That
Yeah,
new
BM.
6 Series, the 645 CSI. I'm gonna have one of those. Right now, the prices are down. The cars that originally came out of there were about 80 grand, and I've seen them now as low as 10 or 11, and that's with decent mileage on them. But I had a cool one, and this is the coolest car I've ever owned. My friend wanted a 1995 BMW 840 CSI, which is a rare car.
Was that the one with the
Pointy
the,
front.
Yeah. Oh
And the
god, that's my
flip-up
favorite
headlights.
fucking BMW.
My buddy wanted one. I'm not
It's
gonna
the only one that they ever made like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was actually called it was a touring car.
Yeah, it was the touring.
Yeah, and it had the 4.4 engine in it, and he paid a lot of money for it, like 20 grand, and the car was immaculate. And he was kind of a douchebag. I won't mention any names, PC. But the He faked it being stolen from a restaurant
Oh.
to collect on the insurance. And the guy that was supposed to get rid of it was a douche. And he drove it down to somewhere down in Port Charlotte or something, Northport down there. And
Did he not? Did he set it on fire?
No.
Okay.
He ran it into the guardrail. He didn't do a lot of damage.
I'm going to show you the upward spinning pigtail.
Yeah. But, and Paul, his insurance... Oh, I shouldn't give his name out.
No names.
no.
No names.
I didn't give his last name. Anyhow...
Paul Druckenstein.
Snitch.
Yeah.
It's Paul Druckenstein.
Anyhow, the insurance company paid off, and then after they paid off, the police found the car.
Oh, shit.
And it had very little damage. And now this guy paid $20,000 for it. And went in the shop, and the insurance company was going to fix it. There was a little bit of damage, and it sat in his yard. And he said to me, "You got $5,000, you can have this car." And it was worth all of it. And I bought it. And it was black, oyster interior, and it had like 55,000 miles on it.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
For $5,000?
Yep. And I bought it, and I loved it, and I should have never got rid of it, and I traded it to Stanley Glouser. I don't know if you remember Stanley Glouser.
Stop with the fucking names.
It's a car dealership.
Oh, it's a car dealership? Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley Glouser over here. We're just trading in BMWs.
Yes, everybody knows Stanley. It's a car dealership at the corner.
I only know Stanley Spadowski.
No, that's a car dealership.
Yeah, well, Stanley Spadowski wants his mop back.
Well, Stanley's well known.
Taking off
He's
the
a
top
very
of his head.
Anyhow, I traded that car for another BMW that I really liked, 2001 740i, which is the shorter one.
Yeah, but it's a sportier one.
It's the
Yeah,
sport.
yeah,
yes. And
no shit.
Yeah. Oh my God. Then I
You've
traded.
had some helicopter cars, man.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of them. Then I traded that for a 740iL, another black one. I think.
Damn.
Then I traded that.
This
for
motherfucker's big pimping.
Then
He was big pimping
Now
back
this
then.
is a cool car.
Bob's been pimping since been pimping. Look, my daddy wasn't even in pimping whenever Bob was out there pimping.
Right.
So
Now
I mean,
listen to this.
Me and this dude get
God
along.
damn.
I
love
traded the
him.
740iL for a 540 station wagon, another black one. And BMW station wagons are cool.
You know how much fucking subwoofers you can put in the back of that?
There's a lot of room.
All right, this is subwoofer talk right now.
And we're back to car audio talk.
Right?
Where's the Red 7
So I
puppy?
drove the wagon, and I think I was telling one of you guys, every time I went to the gas station, I swear to God, somebody said, "That is a cool wagon." It was black.
Oh, fuck yeah. Actually, they're sharp.
They're very nice.
Sharp.
And
They're
even
sleek, too. They're
and
like,
and
they
on the
kinda roll
top,
down,
in the
yeah.
back, on the long top, there was a little spoiler that was built into it. It was really neat.
Was it functional?
No,
Oh,
just
okay,
was
okay,
fixed.
okay.
But it had the honeycomb BBS wheels on it.
Yes.
And it was just a great car. And it was, you know, you think of mom and pop and the soccer kids and stuff and the dog in the back and stuff, but it was a nice car. It was a BMW. And people say, "Why do you keep buying BMWs?" And, you know, they're so expensive to fix. I have never put a fucking nickel in any of them. They've always ran.
Right.
So I recommend BMWs.
No
I
shit.
traded the wagon in for a 740i that I have right now that my girlfriend drives, and that's my last car. Now, I will
That is what you drive now?
well, my girlfriend drives it, yes.
All right.
Could it
Let me
be
back up.
our
So you have a
girlfriend?
BMW
I
currently?
want to drive it too.
I've had like, I think 5, 6 of them.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna.
Now,
I'm
I do
gonna
want
get
to
back
say
up
one
here.
thing.
Okay.
All those cars that I just told you,
Mm-hmm.
I probably left out 12.
I know you were trying to sum up your favorite.
I mean,
cars,
yeah, it's. In fact, I got in trouble with court with child support and stuff because I was
thought you were done
buying.
with that.
Well, no. I always paid my bills. I've never been a
Yeah,
nickel
yeah,
behind.
yeah.
But they were asking me all the time. You know, you're driving a Mercedes right now.
It's
you
paid
have
off.
Yeah, they don't realize. Yes, the car was $70,000 new, but I paid $4,500 for it. You know what I mean?
A long time ago.
Right.
So wait, what year is that? 2000.
Mine
Nine?
right now,
Yeah.
2001.
Okay, so that's where you topped out at, right?
Uh,
This is about topping out.
well,
of
no,
what's the newest
I had
vehicle you've ever
my
owned.
my Dodge truck was way newer than the BMW, but I'm just going with what I want.
with what you have.
Yeah, I mean, my next car could be a 1968 LTD. I mean, so you're going way backwards.
If you get one of those, I want it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so
No, I was just asking, like, where everybody topped out. I was like, he topped out at 2013. I'm topping out at 2007. What is the
it would've
newest
been-
vehicle you've ever owned?
would have been the truck.
Which was a 2000.
I think it was a 3.
Okay. All right, so all right.
I
reason
seem to
why
go
I'm
backwards. I'm a little more eclectic in going the reverse
correct,
than forward.
and this is why I bring this up because OGB he tops out at 2013 because he's got a Fusion, and him being so young and me being in between, and then you being so old, where do we top out at with the newest vehicle? What do we have to have for practicality, or what do we want for toys? See, I bought my truck as a toy, as something that I needed for practicality, but something I wanted. He bought his truck for necessity because of the car.
Well,
right?
you know, all right. So I wrecked the car.
Yeah.
And
Which one? You wrecked like
The-
five.
the-
All right, the
No.
Malibu. and let me just say, back to going back to the Malibu, that was the safest vehicle I ever been in. All right, I got in, you know, I ran into the back end of a car.
He got punched by Mike Tyson all over the fucking
Dude,
place.
for real, Mike Tyson came out of my steering wheel, came out of my windshield, and my side fucking passenger window. Like, dude, it was fight night round 3. I'm pretty sure I got 4 uppercuts.
Oh no, that was
by
round
airbags.
1. 23 seconds in.
Dude, and I was dazed. Like, I was having, like, epiphanies and shit, sitting in there thinking about all the shit that just fucked me up right now. It was the safest car I've ever been in. Because there was even airbags down at my feet. And every
really?
every accident I've ever been in, I
2013?
break a toe.
No shit.
I break a toe on the pedals. But no, these fucking airbags came in and they saved my ass. But that was the Malibu, which was a great car. But dude, it's the old, just fucking simplicity.
Yeah.
Of the
Dude, I hear you.
Ranger.
If I
Like I can
when I-
throw trash in the bed of my
Exactly.
truck. I can throw my fishing pole
And-
back there.
and you don't fucking
surfboards.
care.
I can load up my fucking sail bags in there and bring them over to my mom's house and go to spend a weekend sailing or sewing my sails.
Because you're saying this, I had one truck, Rust. That was the greatest truck I have ever owned. Me and my buddy went in.
It was Rusty, or you named it Rust?
Because it was rusty. And I'm gonna get into it. So this will be the last one because we're almost pushing an hour.
Well, I was going to say one thing before you
go
say
ahead,
that.
go ahead.
Maybe at a later date, ask me how many motorcycles I've had. Let's get back to
I
Rusty
did
truck.
not know you were a motorcycle fan.
I've had probably 10.
Oh shit, I've had none.
Really?
All right, yeah, I'm not a fan. I just don't. I don't see.
I've
I
had
just
some
don't. I don't
Mac
see
Daddy
the
sport
purpose.
bikes, buddy.
I know. I look. I think vehicles are. I don't know. It's my age. And, back I was like, fuck yeah, I'll ride the motorcycle, but whatever. But anyways, so I had this truck, Rust. It was a 1981 inline 300 automatic 3-speed. It was just an automatic. It was 1-2 drive, and it was a long bed, single cab. I bought it off 2 Mexicans. It was $300, and it said for sale $300. I was like, dude, we can't go wrong. We need to tow our race car. He goes, yeah, but we need to test drive it. So we meet these guys there. He goes, oh yeah, great truck, perfect truck. Yeah, that's kind of a little. Anyways, but so we're like, all right, let's test drive it. So my buddy's driving, and he goes, "Oh, it's not that bad, but the steering wheel's a little wonky. It's like you turn this way, 12 degrees, and we're still going straight." I was like, "That's the bushings in the front because it's not 4-wheel drive.
No, it's your steering box.
Yeah, it's a steering box and whatever." So I was like, you know what? For $300, we can't beat it. He knocked him down to $250. I was like, well, fuck it, let's take it. So we're driving it home. I was like, let me drive. So I'm driving, and we're driving. And I was like, wow, this thing does steer like shit. And but it was raining. And then right when we turned into our neighborhood where we were living, there was a big puddle, and it's always there. I mean, we knew it was there. He goes, fucking hit it. I fucking, as that little 300 could do. We hit that fucking puddle, and it had rubber mats on the ground that said Ford. We hit that puddle. Both the mats came flying up, and we got hit with water. Both of us.
Floorboards are gone.
That's what the mats were doing there.
Fred Flintstone.
On both sides.
Put your feet through the holes.
You know
to
what we
stop
did?
it.
We didn't bitch. We didn't do anything. We laughed so fucking hard. And I just stopped because where that puddle was, we could see our house, and I just stopped, and we cracked up so fucking hard, and I was like, we got a name for the truck. What? Rust. Because,
You know what?
and you know what? It was leaking from every orifice from that engine. It had a little tin can one carburetor, and we towed a goddamn 3,200 pound fucking race car for a year for $300. So
Where I
That's
come
right.
from up north, salt on the roads, rotting floorboards are really common. You know what people use to fix them?
Yankee.
You know what people? You know what people use to fix them? Street
JB
signs,
Uh, yeah.
stop signs.
Stop
What do you mean,
signs,
like
street
they would
signs.
just like
No,
form them.
No, you,
No,
yeah, you
they'll
put
take
it in
them
there
off
and you
and
pound
we'll
them
just
out,
pound
and
them
then
on,
they roll
yeah.
because just the metal's really.
And I
stiff.
was gonna do the same thing because we
A
were.
lot of people, you'd pull up their floor mats and it would say stop or yield or something underneath. Yeah,
You know, it's kind of crazy. You're drunk, and then all of a sudden you kicked it up. You're like, I
Yeah,
am.
it's real common.
I am.
real common.
All right, well, let's end this. Dude, God, what a good one. This is the Out of Town Crew. Where am I at on this?
Jacksonville, Florida.
You motherfucker. I know I'm in Jacksonville. I'm looking for my music here.
Wish you could get your camera out here so we can see this fucking expensive table.
Yeah, dude.
You don't want me to do camera again. All the higher ups where we work have been watching it.
They'll watch the video ones, but they won't sit there and listen to the podcast. So
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
of the podcasts are just looking at the table at our beers, like, those guys are drinking.
Fuck
Oh my
'em.
god.
Oh wait, are
they
you
sat
telling
there
me?
for an hour and had 2 beers apiece.
Yeah, well, you're right.
Yeah, well,
That's all they saw.
well, they didn't see the 14. Oh, did I say 14 before?
Oh.
God.
Hey, what are they? I mean, whose business is it? We're not out driving around.
No, we're just sitting here having a fucking good time.
Oh, here comes
All
the
right.
music, man. I'm getting my funk on.
I love you, you turned away.
Boom, boom, boom. We get a whack. We get a whack.
All right, this is the Out of Town Crew in Jacksonville. Which this place is a shit show. So,
We got Jay-Z, Soulja Boy, and Lil Wayne.
Join us next time. We're gonna have Juicy J on the show with us, so that'll be something interesting. He's a close friend of mine, and I'll be making the personal phone call.
You gotta throw one in. Know what I'm saying?
you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying,
You know what I mean?
Nickel?
You know what I mean? All right, we are out.